Hey dudes, we're back with another Kabaneri review. I know, guys, another Kabaneri review, episode 9 this time. Basically, I gotta say, I think there's still hope with this series, and I think coming out of episode 9 there's still hope. Like the first half of episode 9, I had pretty much given up. I was like, fuck, this is just awful. The last 8 minutes, 9 minutes, some of my hope were restored, and I'm gonna wait for episode 10, 11, 12, and if there is a 13. I'm gonna wait for those episodes to see if real hope is restored, and if there's a season 2, maybe season 2 will do well. Personally, it's not looking like there's gonna be a season 2, and I think if there's not a season 2, I don't think that Iron of the Cabaneri Fortress will, and I don't think it'll end that well, but I don't know, maybe. Basically, I thought the whole thing, most of this episode, that was a little ridiculous and a little excessive. Like, the fact that Mume pretty much caused the downfall of, like, thousands of people and, like, all this ridiculous stuff, and this was so obvious that, like, all this was going to happen, and she like, didn't bat an eye at all, and then just her pulling the bridge down, entirely her, and it's like none of this she wanted. So I think that, yeah, I think it's a little ridiculous. Like, these are the plot lines you see in, like, hentai, and you just don't bat an eye. You just like, whatever, I don't care. It's not supposed to be make any sense anyway. That's pretty much what happened here, and actually, that's pretty much what's been happening. So that's 5 or 6 episodes. So yeah, I fully understand why people lost interest in this show. I think this last episode, and most of this episode again, I think is just completely absurd. Like, BB is not an interesting character. If he was more interesting, then maybe this would do better. He's not interesting at all. Mume is kind of a hoe at this point, and I get she's learning and all that stuff. But nah, she's straight up just being like whacked. Like, half of the strife is completely unnecessary. All of it is not like necessary sacrifice. This is just like random, like, just killing people for the sake of killing people. Like, there's no, like I get, like, in Attack on Titan, one of the things I like about Attack on Titan is, like, there's this necessary sacrifice, that humanity has to go through. Not the case in here. I think they could have that. I saw a lot of that in episode 1, 2, and 3. Out of these late episodes, like, none of these people needed to die. Like, it made no sense at all. But I thought, like, near the end, I thought there was hope for this show, because I kind of moved on. And actually, let me say one more thing. Making a lot of these really stupid, like, random, plot holes, kind of, you lose the suspension of belief or disbelief. So it's like, now suddenly when the people were dying, like the kids died and, like, his sister died and they killed the son, I didn't care at all. It's like, whatever. It's like everyone died anyway, just for stupid reasons. Might as well just kill everyone. So it's like, I do think that was technically a really poor decision. Go back to the pregnant mother. It's like, just her had to die. That was a very emotional moment, right? That was like a big. I'll probably never forget that. This episode, most of that, I was hoping the episode would end, but midway near the end, there was a lot of hopeful stuff. Like, because again, I lost, like, an emotional connection to a lot of the story, and then I started to think what Bobby is doing, or BB, is technically one way to look at it, right? I don't think it's right necessarily, but, like, it is one way to look at it, because it's like the world's being overrun. It's not completely hopeless. It's clearly not. There's civilization. There is, like, ways to fight these zombies, but the world is being overrun, and uniting as humanity against this virus, is the way to fight against it. And I think uniting can't be anything. I think BB is going to run it completely the wrong way, grossly out of whack. Although this did happen a lot throughout Chinese culture. I'm sure it happened throughout Japanese, history. Middle Eastern as well, or Western as well. Anywhere there's been humanity, things like this travesty that happened in Kabaneri episode 9, has been happening anywhere there is humanity, human civilization. And that's one thing you have to think about. Like so, I kind of once I disconnected, I started to think about stuff. I'm like, hey, there's some merit here. Like the fact that BB, in my opinion, is like just completely like his character is completely just vapid and is just one. It's like a wall, right? But I mean, the thing about that it does is he is not a character anymore, right? He's more of a symbol of this like oppression. Or he's a symbol of like a dictator, a oppressive dictator. Other things, I mean, this is a good setup for Okima's character, and I think Mume, like I'm keep flip flopping Mume. Like one time I like her, next episode I like really do not like this character. But I think there's hope. Like I think there's a lot of hope for Mume to, become a great character, or at least redeem herself. Okami, I think he can. He's already done more than enough, but I mean, this is a perfect setup for him to, excel. I think there can be a happy ending too, and I'd like to see that. Even if there's not, at least make it a good ending. Sometimes if there's not a happy ending, if it's a good ending, then that in itself, I think can be a good thing. I'm going back to Hunter x Hunter, Chimera Ant arc. I love that arc so much. Look at the ending. I'm not gonna say that was a happy ending. Like who is that happy for? It wasn't happy for Komugi. Wasn't happy for the king. Wasn't happy for Netero or the allies. A lot of the people got killed. A lot of people got caught up in a mess that they did not want to get caught up in. Palm turned into an ant. I mean, you could make the argument that it was good for Komugi because, like, she finally found purpose in her life beyond the board game. But I mean, in reality, it just wasn't a happy ending. But it was a good ending. It was like excellent ending. And so it's like you can make good endings that aren't necessarily happy. And I mean, I think it's gonna be a happy ending. I'm like 90% sure, but I don't think that I don't think it's gonna be a good ending. But check this out. The other thing I thought there was a lot of hope is because I want there to be a conspiracy going on, and I want there to be more going on than on the surface. That's the cool stuff. That's what everyone likes, especially for like a 13 episode anime only, type of deal. It's like why not? That's easy. And we saw a little bit of that this chapter or episode. We saw how it was actually the BB alliance that was plotting the wizards or the zombies onto the reservoirs so that they can get them on their side, right? They can trick them. So I mean, I think like that's kind of cool, And also they're turning people into Kabaneris. They made the black demons, and that would actually explain why when Mume fought the black demon, right before she killed the thing, she looked at the thing in the eye and was like, "Oh my god!" And I think she knew that person, right? She's like, "I know, I'll just kill him anyway." So maybe we'll see that development in her character in episode 10. Overall, I was disappointed. I unfortunately disappointed in this show, and I had high hopes, but like, what can you do? It's like at the end of the day, what can you do? And at least episode 1, 2, 3 is really good. And I liked episode 4 too. And at least Ikoma's character, I think Ikoma is a standout character, and I'm not gonna, even if the show does end very poorly because it's not, I think it could end well too. It's not over. But he's definitely a standout character. So anyway, that's been my review of Kabaneri, the Iron Fortress, episode 9. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day.